I did a video about salt and silver, and I wanted to come back to this, specifically salt, because there are certain cases where you should not use salt, and I wanted to discuss this, largely actually because I was unaware of this until relatively recently. If you put salt on the ground outside, most plants can no longer grow there. There's a reason that this is called salting the earth. If, as an example, you had a ritual space outdoors and you wanted to purify it with a circle of salt, that circle is not going away. And that is actually kind of bad. So don't do that. Fortunately, there are several salt alternatives, and I'm going to go down the list with you for a couple of them. It's not a long list. Number one, what my default has become is eggshell powder. It's really easy to make. I'm sure you can find a tutorial here on YouTube. You're here already. Eggshell powder practically doesn't cost anything because you're going to use the eggs anyways. And it's actually good for the environment. The calcium in the eggshell, you can mix it in with your compost if you're a gardener. Like non-witchy people will use eggshell powder in their garden. But it does also have the protection properties, which is kind of what you want. So you can very easily circle a ritual space in eggshell powder. Another thing that you can use is red brick dust. Now, you'll usually see this in more hoodoo circles, but I do want to mention it because it is important. It has iron in it. The old bricks have iron in it. Now, newer bricks are made of concrete and red colorant and will not have this property, but old bricks will. And iron is considered very protective. It is also very much, it's mankind standing up for itself, which is also part of why iron doesn't work well with the Fae. If you have a larger space, iron's also really good because you can use railroad spikes, you could use iron nails and put them in your corners of your property and sort of make a circle that way, because it doesn't have to be like the circle unbroken. You can actually just be like, here's a spike, here's a spike, here's a spike, here's a spike. We're going to connect all of this spiritually, and it does work. So I would recommend that if you have like a lot of land, like what I have. The next one I have here is chalk. And you will find chalk everywhere. Like the Hindus use chalk, the Christians use chalk. It's a very common thing. It does come from the earth. It is a naturally occurring thing. Keep in mind when you buy it to look at the ingredients, because some are more processed than others. But chalk also is great for also drawing protection sigils, which means if you have a workspace like, say, a patio, you can do chalk, you can draw sigils on it, and then when it rains and it comes off that surface, you're still fine because it won't damage the way salt would. And in researching this video, I actually found another one that I had never heard of, which was onion skins, powdered onion skins. And once again, this is about protection, and it's also actually antibacterial. Onions do have antibacterial properties. There's a reason why onions will tend to last on a counter more than other plants and vegetables and etc. Onions are fabulous. They do have that shell. You can powder it. You can use it to protect. And once again, it's great for the yard. It's great for the garden. It's good for the environment. And as magic practitioners, we are in this world. We may talk to the other world, but we are in this world. And we want to make sure that this world is treated with respect.